That is a deployment. Okay. So in process flow, we have the four types of process flows. First one is the linear process. So in linear process, we have the 5 activities, that is communication, planning, modeling, construction and deployment. It should be in a linear way. That means it should be in a straight way. After communication, you have to go for the planning. After planning, you have to go for the modeling. After modeling, you have to go for the construction, and lastly for the deployment. So this is the linear process model. So you have to go in the linear way. That means in a straight way. And next one is the iterative process flow. So iterative means, so after the completion of the one step, when you go to the next step, again you have to come back to the back to the first step. That means, see here, communication, the same activities. All the 5 process flows will take the same activities. Activities will not be differ. Activities are the same. Only the thing is the process flowment is the different. Okay. So here communication, planning, modeling, construction and deployment. These are the activities. These are activities are the same. So what the difference between the linear and process is? In linear process flow, after communication, they will go for the planning and they will not get back to the communication. Okay. So after modeling, they will not look into the again back to the planning. So they will go in after modeling, they will go forward. They will have the only forward. Whereas in this, they have to go for each and every step to the back. That means first they will go for the communication and then go for the planning. After planning, if they have any error, if they see any problem in the planning, again they will go back to the communication. That means stakeholder. So while planning of the project, if they have any doubts or if they have any requirements regarding that, so again they go for the communication. That means again they meet the stakeholder. And coming to the modeling. So in modeling, so according to the planning, so whatever the defects they had occurred in the planning, they will go back to the communication. They will take from the stakeholder views and requirements, and then they will next go for the modeling. So in that modeling, according to the planning, so they will develop the, they will select some designing tools. They will select some design tools. If the design tool is not accurate one for this development of the project, again they will go for the modeling, and that means different tools. They will try in the different tools and environment they will use. Whereas in linear process, they will go blindly. So after this we have to go for this step. After this we have to go for this step, like that. But in iterative, for each and every step they will come back to the previous step. So that is iterative. Iterative is nothing but looping. It is nothing but looping. Okay. Next is the construction. So in construction, if they have any errors, if they have any problems in that while developing the product according to the model, so again they go for the communication. So again they go for the communication means again they will meet the stakeholder and they will tell the problems regarding this. So this is okay for you, or we have to do any modifications. So again they go for modeling. Communication means again the planning has to be changed. Again the modeling will also be changed, and again they will come to the construction. So if one step, at any step in iterative process model, at any step if you get any error, any problem, again it has to start from the starting point of the problem. Okay. And next, deployment. So after the construction is perfect according to the stakeholders communication, so the deployment will be done. Okay. And next, so these are the two, and next two will be seen. So the next two are the evolutionary process model, and next one is the parallel process flow. So previously we have seen the linear and iterative, and here now we are seeing the evolutionary and parallel. So what is evolutionary? So evolutionary process flow is nothing but a circular flow. So the activities are the same. So the activities means here the communication, planning, modeling, construction, deployment, those are the same. Only the thing is the way of they are doing, the way of in the development of the project, the way of their going is a different. Okay, so this is a circular manner. First thing is the communication. In every process flow, communication is a must. So communication is the first step. So after communicating, see the arrow here. After communicating, it will go for the planning. After planning, they will go for the modeling, and they will go for the construction, and they go for the deployment. So after deployment, if they have any error, any increment released, that means any so after deployment, the deployment is nothing but releasing in the stakeholders company. Okay, so I am the stakeholder. So let us say they have given the pen. So with the 2 buttons. So it is completely successful the project and it has given to me. So after seeing that product, I may say, so the weight of the product is very heavy. So I can't able to write. So can you please make it to the lightweight. That is one increment. Let us say, this is the example. So after the increment, whatever if I say anything like that, so again they go for the communication, again they take the requirements from the stakeholder, again the process will be in a circular model. Until and unless increment is not released. If the increment is released, again it will go for the communication and again it will be process. In evolutionary, the process will be in a circular mode. Until and unless increment is not released. Okay. This is the evolutionary process flow. Next one is the parallel process flow. So in the name itself, it is there the parallel. Parallel means, so in order to, while taking of the communication from the stakeholder, whatever the requirements, they will go for the planning. Parallelly, they will do the work. Like by listening by listening to the songs, you people are able to do your homework. How parallelly you people are doing. So here you are listening to the music as well as you are writing your some work. Okay. So like that also in developing of a software project, they will do the parallel work. So that is while communication, they will go for the simultaneously they will go for the planning. So after communication and planning, they will go simultaneously with the modeling. So by taking the communication, they will model, and also they will take the planning, they will model. So 2 types of models they will do. So in this, the time will take some more, because in communication, the stakeholder will read some requirements. According to the requirements, they will do planning as well as modeling. So if the plan is changed, again the model will be changed. That means 2 types of ways, 2 ways it will be differ. So it takes more time. And also after modeling, they will go for the construction, and lastly, they will go for the deployment. That means here communication and planning and modeling, these 3 are acting simultaneously, parallelly. Okay, so these are the different process model. So which process model is more familiar for the product means, it depends upon the stakeholder requirements. It depends upon the way they are going to introduce. Okay, it depends upon the only product, work product. Work product is nothing but a final product they are going to develop. And next, identifying a task set. So we have seen the process is a set of activities, actions and tasks. So we have seen the activities. Activities are nothing but communication, planning, modeling, construction and deployment. And now we will go for the task set. How to identify a task set. See, task is nothing but some work we have to do. So how to identify while developing a software project or software system. So what is a task? How can I identify that? So let us see that. So it is nothing but a task set defines the actual work to be done to accomplish. That means to achieve. Accomplish is nothing but achieve. To achieve the objectives of a software engineering action. So action is nothing but we have seen the actions, the number of actions, planning, construction, modeling, deployment. Okay, so of those 5 types of actions, So what is the most objectives? So after construction, what you are doing? So after construction, you are getting some product. Okay. So the main objective, what is the objective? By doing this task, what you are getting? So quality assurance is one of the tasks. Technical review is one of the tasks. So quality assurance, after doing the quality assurance, what you will get? That means quality of the product you come able to know. So if the product of the quality is more, so the users can able to buy. If the quality is not good, means that the product will not be released in the market. Okay. So like the technical reviews means they have to check each and every point, and they have to go for the reviews of stakeholders. So the product is like this up to this stage. So how it is it? So is it useful for you? We can to do any more modifications apart from this. Like that, they will take some reviews from the stakeholders at each stage. Stages means the stages you have communication, planning, construction, modeling, and deployment. Okay. So first one is a list of the tasks to be accomplished, a list of the work products to be produced. That means what is the task we have to accomplish, what is we have to achieve at the last. So in the as previous from the starting of the session, I am telling the one example like smart board pen with the 2 switches, the same. So a task, after the task, what it has to be achieved? The smart board marker with 2 switches. This is example, I am saying the example. That's it. Okay. So that is my task. That means it can be a list. In order to develop a smart board marker with 2 switches means so many tasks people have. For example, so you are studying the 2-1 semester, let us say. Okay. So end of the exam, end semester exam you will have in the, let us say it is in November. So you have to complete write the exams in November, the courses what you studied from the July or August. So you have, for example, this is software engineering. Okay. This course you have this principles of software engineering. These courses you have the 5 units. So these 5 units you have to complete it on or before November. That means by October you have to complete the 5 units. So in order to complete the 5 units and you have to write the exam, this is your product. Final product is to write the exams in the November month. Okay. So 5 units is the task. So 5 units is one of the tasks. So you will have the in middle mid examinations. So mid exams is one of the tasks. Okay. Quizzes. So quizzes is one of the tasks. And next you will have some assignments. Assignments is one of the tasks. So in order to complete the 2-1 semester, so let us say it is a 1-2-1 grade sheet, that is your product. In order to get 2-1 grade sheet, so you have so many of the tasks. One task is you have to write the number of 5 units. So apart from that, in order to achieve that 5 units, you have to go for the mid exams, quizzes, assignments. So this is one of the each one task. Like that also, for every software product, in order to develop the whole product, they have to go for they will take some task. That means, for example, for website, front end, back end, that is one task. Front end is a one task and back end is a one task. Like that. Okay. At the same time, list of the work products to be produced. So work products is nothing but the end of the product. That means the product that you are going to be developed. Okay. And next one is a list of the quality assurance filters to be applied. So while developing of the product, you have to go for the quality assurance. For example, the same example. So you have the grades in this. After writing the exam, after getting the you want to get the grade sheet, you have to pass. Okay, so you have to pass means passing is also in some grades. Less than 60 means less than 60%, greater than 70%, 72, 80 to 70%, greater than 90%. So you have some type of grades. Yes. So the grade sheet is your main task. So what is the quality assurance is? So you write the mid exams. So first mid exam. In first mid exam, you have to write off 3 units. Let us say you have to write the exam of the 3 units in first mid exam. Okay. How can after writing the exam, how can you know? So I got this much of marks. So I am very perfect in these 3 units, basing upon the marks. So for example, this mid exam is for 30 marks. If you get greater than 25, so you read the 3 units somewhat. So if you get 30 after 30, so you are perfect in the 3 units. So that is the quality. That means the quality what you studied. So according to the mid exams, you can able to know, okay, this I have read only this much. So this is my capability. So this is my result. Like that you have some. Like that for product also there is some quality. So after developing of the product, they will go for the quality checking. So if the quality is good, then only it is processed furthermore, or else it has to be again go further back in order to get the again good quality. Okay, and next. So process patterns. Let us go for the process patterns. Up to now we have seen the process flow, process tasks, what are the tasks and how to identify the task. Now we will go for the process patterns. So what are the patterns in the process? Okay. So a process pattern is nothing but it describes a process related problem that is encountered during software engineering work. So while developing of a software product, if software engineering is nothing but it is a engineering. I have said in previous sessions, engineering is nothing but a one discipline. By using some standards. By using some standards, that is a one discipline. Okay. So software engineering work, the software engineering work is nothing but developing of a software project or software system. So what is the software process? What is the process pattern? It is nothing but process pattern describes the process related problems. So what is the process? We said the process is nothing but it is a set of activities, actions and tasks. Okay. So while doing the actions or activities and tasks, you may face some problems. You may encounter some problems. So those problems are described as a process pattern. Okay. So in this process pattern, what we will do? In this process patterns, we will identify the environment in which the problem has been encountered. That means, for example, you are developing a website. Okay. So developing of a website is one of the tasks. So for developing of a website, you go for some environment. You will go for some environment. In that environment, by developing of this website, you will come to know some problems. What are the problems? Maybe it may be identify some error. So some database connection failed. database connection failed. Like this, some problems you will able to come. Why means it will be occur. Maybe the way of you are developing your project, the way of you are communicating with the project. So there is some difference. Okay, for the first time only you can't able to get the software project wholly. So the process protest, it is identifying of the some environment in which the problems has been encountered. For example, you are developing the project in C program and you are using the NetBeans. So NetBeans is also supported for C language apart from the Java. For Turbo C, in Turbo C you can able to develop only the C programs. You can't able to generate the Java programs. If you use the Turbo C as your environment and you are going to apply for the Java programs, it will not. You will get some errors like that. So okay, process pattern, it is also identified. So next is, it is also suggest one or more proven solutions to the problem. So the problems that we encounter while doing the software project, so it will, a process pattern will give some solutions to that. That means, so in Turbo C is only meant for the C language. So if you want to develop the Java program, you can't able to do in the Turbo C. Okay, so that means, okay, we don't want to we don't go for the Java program in the Turbo C. We have to go for the another environment which is suitable for the Java. So like that it will suggest, we will get some solutions to that. So this is a process pattern. And next we will go for the, one second. So why we use the process patterns? What is the use of the process patterns? What is the use? So here one statement is there. So process pattern in most general terms we will use for the, it provides you with a template. So Ambler is a one scientist. In 1998 he suggested one template, that is a consistent method describing problem solutions within the context of the software process. So the process what you are going to develop a software project, the process pattern will describe the problems and the solutions to those problems at particular context. Okay, so this is the process pattern. And next is process pattern.